common question that people will often ask. Rabbi, is reincarnation a Jewish belief? So the answer is, not only do we believe in reincarnation, we actually invented it. In Judaism, we refer to it as Gilgulim, which really means cycles, incarnations, as in the cycles of life. So does that mean in a previous Gilgul, or in a previous life, I was Elvis? And if so, how does that help me now in my current life? So in this week's Torah portion, which is called Pinchas, the story is about this individual whose name is Pinchas, who needs to overcome an incredible life test that will force him to have to find new strengths, new powers, new potentials that he thought he never had. The Zohar, the ancient mystical text of Judaism, says as follows: Pinchas ze Eliyahu, meaning Pinchas was actually the reincarnation of the great prophet known as Eliyahu, as we know him in English, Elijah the prophet. Besides being that famous guy who comes to the Passover Seder and drinks all that wine, he is a figure and a prophet in our Torah. So the Zohar tells us that Pinchas was not just relying on his own strengths, but rather had the power of Elijah. He had the strength and the potential of Eliyahu Hanavi. Wait 1 second. Something is off here. Pinchas lived a few hundred years before Eliyahu was even born. So how could we say that Pinchas was Eliyahu? Instead, the Zohar should have stated that Eliyahu was Pinchas, since Pinchas was born hundreds of years before Eliyahu. So therefore, this is the lesson that we need to know from this story and from the concept of Gilgulim, of reincarnations. Every person comes down into this world to accomplish a particular mission, to add light into this world that only you can add. No one else can. Very often we feel we cannot accomplish what we need to do. We feel like we don't have that potential, that strength to overcome some of life's most difficult challenges. So therefore, the lesson we have from this week's Torah portion is not only is your strengths and your potential much greater than you could possibly imagine, but rather you also have within you a soul which is connected to other people who have not only have already lived, but will be born in the future. And their merits and their strengths are with you in your present life to accomplish what only you can do in this world.